Hey guys, how are you doing? I hope you're doing well. I'm back from my vacation in Italy. Honestly, I kind of wish I wasn't. But anyways, today I need to get back on track. I need to get back to doing things. I feel like having been there and having lived these past 2 weeks like so comfortable with my family doing nothing kind of made me a bit lazy. So today we're gonna get back into things. I'm gonna try on some new makeup that I got while I was there. Some stuff is literally like brand new makeup on the market. Of course, please define brand new because we know that stuff moves very fast in this industry. But just to show you a few things, I got some new Kylie Cosmetics. This is her Cosmic 2.0 collection. So we got this nice super shimmery quad and a lip gloss. I got two of the new Lisa Eldridge lipsticks. I got the refill because honestly I'm not gonna pay more for that packaging. I don't really care. So yeah, the refills of the new shades Toasted and Ray. Some stuff that is new to me but not necessarily to the market, like these Kosas. I don't know, it doesn't really say what the product name is. It only says that this is the shade Baby Rose. Anyways, it's their like glossy stick in a baby pink shade. And then I got new makeup from an Italian brand which is called Audrey, and this is an influencer, well, more like a celebrity makeup brand. I was really curious to try it out. I already tested this and I have some opinions. If you happen to pass by Sephora in Italy and you find out this brand, you're gonna know if you wanna pick this up or not. But most importantly, this is just to get back into content creation and overall just spending time with you guys. I already have my foundation on because I'm wearing the Lisa Eldridge skin tint because my skin gets so dry when I travel to Italy with no apparent reason. Like, it's the middle of summer, they have like 36 degrees, so why does my skin get so dry like parchment paper? I don't know. I had to put on some skincare, my skin tint, and I also am breaking out here. Even though I haven't changed my skincare routine, I brought everything with me and still this is what happened. So I need a few weeks to restore my skin, but let's get into business. So I'm gonna start with the eyes. We're gonna start with the Kylie Cosmetics Wet Shimmer Quad. They came out with this during Christmas, and this is a new version with new shades. Let me swatch them for you. So I didn't originally plan on getting this, but then I was in Douglas, which is like a beauty store in Italy and I think in Europe as well, and under the lights this twinkled so much I had to get it. So you can see the shimmers range from like silvers to pinks and they're all like twinkly. It looks like I would say the Urban Decay kind of formula. Let me actually swatch, since I have it here, something from Urban Decay next to them. Yeah, I would still say that Urban Decay is definitely more like, packs more of a punch. You can see here is Urban Decay and here is Kylie. But let's wear these on the eyes. Since this is an all shimmer quad, I'm just gonna pick up, this is my palette that I made and it has like some basic everyday shades, and what I'm gonna use is actually this brush set from Nabla. This is the Nabla and Mr. Daniel collaboration. They came out with this really pretty looking set. This is quite pricey. I think it's like $200 or something like that, but you get a lot of brushes. Yeah, you get like 25 brushes. I've tried these because these are the only brushes I had while in Italy and I have some opinions. So I'm gonna start with the MR10, which is described as, because I also have the leaflet, it's very torn but still, it's a face and eyes flame brush. I think that flame properly describes the shape. I'm just gonna pick up this like brownie shade and I'm gonna use it all over my eyes. Since I already tested this set, I can already tell you I really like the the quality of the brush set, but I think there's a big but. These brushes are very flimsy. They are very flimsy. You can see how bendable this is. So it doesn't really allow me too much control when I go over my eyes. And I think this is a preference thing. I always use brushes that are like definitely more like sturdy, and I don't know, they're definitely sturdier. Let me show you an example of what I use to blend. So this is what I normally use. It's a ColourPop brush. It is shorter, which makes it easier to be like detailed, while this type of brush is very long, and that, with the fact that it is flimsy, makes it very difficult for me like to be precise. Of course, this isn't the only eye brush in the set. There are others, but this is something that I noticed with all of these brushes. There is no brush that is like not this flimsy. So I really like the blend that you get with this brush, and all the brushes actually, but I think for initial application I would use something else, and then I would go with these to blend, which makes this brush set a bit less like useful if you're using only this. Another example is this MR12. This is more like the ColourPop one, but this has the same issue. It's too flimsy. This is described as a cream blending brush, so not even for the eyes. Yeah, so for the eyes we only have actually, well, of course, like you can use brushes for whatever you want. I'm just talking about their designated use. We only have that flame brush that I just used, and then we have a medium flame eye brush and a small flame eye brush, as well as a packing brush, so one of those dense to pack shimmers and stuff like that. So we only have 4 brushes for eyes, being designated for eyes, and all of them are this flimsy and long. This is a bit easier to work with, but still it's not, I cannot be as precise as I want. I feel like it still goes a bit out of the area that I'd like. I mean, it's usable, but it's not my favorite. I'm not gonna do a lot of depth. I feel like I really like these like simple eye looks with just one crease shade and the shimmers, but I just want to show you more of this brush set. I feel like Nabla is a very recognized like brand even outside of Italy. So this is the other, yes, this is the other eye brush, the MR16. Same issue, like with something like this small, I would maybe go underneath my eye, but it's so like soft and not precise that it smears all over my under eye, so I cannot use that. The only brush I can use for my under eyes is the MR20. You can see how small that is, and this is defined as a pencil brush. Well, I mean, I think it can be considered an eye brush, and I'm gonna go over here. I also have a few issues with the face brushes, so we're gonna get into these soon. I think overall, for what I paid, I don't find this set so versatile that I would actually not recommend it. It makes me want to dip into my other brushes, and that's not good because this is supposed to be a complete brush set. You're supposed to be able to do everything you want with these, but of course if this is what the style of brushes that you like, go for it. You know, we're gonna try the packing brush for the shimmers, MR18. I'm gonna go for these two here, so I'm gonna start with the pinky one, and I haven't sprayed anything on this. I mean, that's not bad for a brush. I was expecting it to pick up much less. I would still use my fingers though. But this could be a useful brush for like concealer. Yeah, I'm gonna just apply the first layer with the brush, and then I'm just gonna switch to my finger. So these quads by Kylie. Are you even looking at anything? There you go. Now we're closer. These quads by Kylie are designed to give that wet look. I think it's a nice idea for summer. And so that is the pinky shade. I think it's called Mauve Moon. I'm just gonna go over it again with my finger because I just think we can do more with it. Yes, definitely best with your fingers. I'm sorry. I understand that if you have long nails, the brush is your best friend, but this is Mauve Moon, and then I'm gonna add Pinky Gleam, which is like this white iridescent purpley shade. I'm gonna add it in the center. I feel like we are still a little bit on that purpley lilac wave, and I'm actually gonna pick up that pencil brush again after having cleaned it, going into that pinky lilac-y shade, and I'm gonna use it in my inner corner. Yeah, so this is a transparent base, so it works well in the inner corner. As you can see, it looks definitely more purple there because it's not on top of that movie shade. To do more, I'm gonna go with the shade Metagalactic, this one here that resembles Space Cowboy, and I'm gonna use it on my lower lash line. This shade is the most like neutral leaning shade in the quad. If you're not feeling a pink situation or a purpley situation, you can use this one. All right, that is the eye look. I like the quad, I really do. I'm gonna use my Charlotte Tilbury lip liner, lip cheat in the shade Pillow Talk Deep. I'm gonna use it as an eyeliner. I really like it as an eyeliner. So what I'm doing these days is I just go in the outer corner. I try flicking it, but I don't do too much. And then I go in with an angled brush. This is the MR23. And I help myself with the brush. So this brush is dirty, I gotta admit, so it has some black eyeliner on it. Don't really care right now. Yeah, I'm really liking the brown liner these days. I feel like so much softer, and I like it for the season. How many degrees are there in your country right now, where you live? I'm very curious because I feel like no matter what I do, I can't escape the heat. I went away from the UAE hoping for a breeze, and I did not find it. Italy is very hot. It's like a furnace during this time. So let me know where you live, how the conditions are. I'm gonna use my mascara. This is the Cosmetics Shape Shift Tubing Mascara. I should know the name by heart by now, but I don't. This is my favorite mascara at the time because I feel like it gives very doll-like lashes. I'm not gonna use bronzer today because I'm not going out. And I would have used the Red Beauty bronzer anyways, which is nothing like new. Let's do powder. I have tried for the first time the Kosas Cosmetics Candy Cloud Set because Kosas is a new release in Italy. They did not have Kosas before. So I was there, I saw this, I tried this on my hand, I fell in love with it, and I got it. It also was the last pinky one, so I feel like that was fate, right? So what I really like about this powder is that it feels very blurring. Like when I tried it on my hand, it immediately mattified but also blurred the skin, so I had to try it. And I've been trying it so far, I really like it. I feel like it really helps set, but that may also be because my skin is very dry at the moment and it's not as oily as usual, that it's simply not producing excess oils to control. So for the powders, I don't love the brushes we have. Like I feel like the only two brushes that make sense are these two. And they all have this like tapered point, all the brushes. This is the MR20 and the MR01 actually. So one is described as a kabuki powder brush, this one, this black one, and the other one, the brown one, is sorry, this is not MR20, it's MR02. Flat diffusing powder brush. So both of them are powder brushes, but I feel like none of them are big enough for powders. Like what I normally apply powder with is this. See how bigger that is and how much more area it covers? These don't even get close. And this is more like a painter blush because it's very because it's very flat. So I feel like you do this, you swipe it. So I'm gonna go with this one, which is the MR01. But again, not really loving the choice here. So I'm picking up the Kosas powder and then going here on my under eye. Can you see the difference that made? That's incredible. I really like this powder. Of course, I'm gonna have to see how well it works once my skin is back to its normal like combination state. But so far, so good. This has a slight pink tint, but it's not noticeable on me. So it should be like more of a brightening powder if you are tanner than me. It just doesn't work that way on my skin tone. So one thing you have to know, I really dislike when I put on a cream blush and then I go over with powder and the blush fades. So what I do to combat that is just apply the cream blush on top of the powder. Now I know that doesn't really make sense because it could get like bunched up, but so far it hasn't happened to my products, which means they are good products, right? So I'm gonna try the same thing with this Eau de Rare blush. This is the Cheeky Cheeks lip and cheek stick in the shade 02 Bambola, which means doll in Italian, and this is like a movie blush. It's so nice. I think though it's the only like cooler toned of the three. There are three choices. Let me choose a brush to do this with. I feel like it's an effort to pick the right brush. The one I've been using for blushes is this one, is the MR05, which is described as a sculpting brush. I know it's a sculpting brush, but it worked really well for like cream blushes, and so yeah, I'm gonna keep using this one. So I'm just gonna pick it up from the stick. This is very pigmented, and I'm going over my cheeks, hoping it doesn't do anything weird with the powder. It looks like it's behaving really well. So if you also hate that, because what people usually do is they apply their cream blush, then go over with powder, and then go over with a powder blush. But then what's the point of using the cream blush? Because if you like the color of that, you just lose it and you only see the color of the powder blush. So if you also dislike that, you can try this. Of course, maybe try it when you're not going out. Maybe try it when you're okay with the product being disrupted underneath, and see which one of your products can do this. I think that this can. It's so pretty. I really like the color. So this reminds me of the ABH blush stick. If you ever tried that. This is going on more matte than it normally is because it's on top of that blurring powder. But normally it's like a more translucent, more dewy looking blush. That always happens, but not as dewy as the House Labs blushes. I really like about the brand, this branding. I especially really like the branding. I feel like it's kind of an Italian version of Rhode. So they have a very strong brand identity. They're all very pinky, all the packaging. And their website is very pinky. They're all for these like mauvey pinky shades. I really like that. To make sure everything is blended, I'm just going again with the powder, just at the edges. The blush is still giving me a bit of luminosity. I don't know if you can see that. So this is a lip and cheek stick. So actually you could use it as a lip product as well, but I'm not going to today. But it's nice because you can make like a monochromatic look. Gotta put on my glasses because I'm kind of getting tired of not seeing anything. So I have a lot of lip products. I'm gonna show them all to you. Swatch them my hand. So I have the Eau de Rare lip contour in nude 1. Again, always that pinky packaging. And this is like a super neutral pink. It is also the lightest of the choices that you have available. There are 5 of these lip liners. Then I got the Kosas, I think it's like wet stick or something like that, in the shade Baby Rose. I really like the color of this while watching it. It's very pale. That's so cute. That's very cute. Then I have the new Kylie Cosmetics Supple Kiss Lip Glaze in the shade Rosy Ray. This came out in 3 shades. I don't love the applicator of this. It's too flat, doesn't get enough product. You can see that. it just doesn't hold enough. So I found myself having to reapply this a lot. So this Rosy Ray is like a pinky gloss with like gold shimmer. You cannot really see the gold here. It's like gold and pink shimmer, almost like those duochromes that shift from gold to pink. That's the vibe. And then I have the two new Lisa Eldridge lipsticks. This is Toasted. I already tried Toasted. I feel like that is the perfect neutral brown lipstick on me. It's incredible. I honestly thought it was gonna be too warm because I feel like Lisa Eldridge's shades tend to lean a bit more on the warmer side, but it doesn't. It's stunning. And then this is Ray, which is like the perfect 90s lipstick. So in terms of my look, I feel like the one that goes best would be like the first combo, Kosas and Eau de Rare. So let's go for that. I'm gonna go with the lip liner. So what you're gonna notice is that even though the lip liner is actually neutral, it goes a bit warm on me, which is a bummer. So this is not, you do not twist it up or down, but it is like plastic. So I think it's one of those sharpenable plastic liners. It's very soft, but it's easy to control. I don't feel like you could get out of control with this easily. I mean, you always can with a lip liner, but the formula is like, is sturdy enough. And another thing about these lip liners, since I already tried them, these last a long time. These last a very long time, so they're very good quality. And the price for these Eau de Rare products is not incredibly steep. I feel like they're more like on the Kylie Cosmetics side, so like middle of the road, and the quality is super high for what I tried. So I'm gonna go with the wet stick from Kosas. This is a bit like, I think it's the same color of my lips, so it can make me a bit washed out if I don't use a liner that is darker. That is the lip combo. Let me know what you think. So this is the makeup look for today. Let me know if you like it. I feel like it's very like girly, but also super easy. Like I could do this in 10 minutes if I really wanted to. Just as a recap, things I really like: the Kosas powder. I think I'm gonna use it like as a default powder from now on. I really like the Lisa Eldridge lipsticks, even though I didn't put them on today, but I have tried them already. I really like the shades. They are not like super long lasting lipsticks, but I mean, that's not what they claim to be. I like the Eau de Rare stuff a lot. I mean, the Kosas is nice. It's nothing new, nothing revolutionary. For the brush set, will I keep using it? Yes. I feel like there are some like brushes that I would go looking for specific situations, but it's not a brush set that I would necessarily recommend you get for $200. I think that it just doesn't meet what I look for in a brush set, but if it does meet your standards, by all means, you do whatever you want with your dollars. The Kylie gloss, nothing to run to the store for. Also don't really love the application, but it looks cute. I mean, it looks cute. It's a gloss. And the quad, I feel like the quad is really what makes the collection, because it's actually a fragrance collection, and then she put on some makeup to accompany it. But the quads, these wet shimmer quads, are nice. So this will be it for today. Let me know in the comments if you got any of these products and what you think about them. And thank you for watching these videos. Please remember to subscribe. It's free and it only takes 1 second for you, but it makes a huge difference for me. It's a lot of support, so thank you in advance for that, and I hope to see you in my next video. Thank you again and have a good one. Bye.